Hi there guys, Trainer Talk UK here, back with another video. Today I'm gonna talk about cook groups. There's a lot of hyped up Nike Off-White stuff been dropping all year, and we're gonna have some more with the rumoured Air Max 90s, the black ones, and some Air Forces and two other colourways of Zoom Flies, I think. And I just want to mention cut groups because it's another way of copying that does boost your chances quite a bit. And I'm currently on the Off-White website looking at these mentors that, although they say sold out here, they're not actually sold out. They loaded on the website as sold out and actually put it on my Instagram that they're not sold out. So what you can do, if you're 100% manual, is go to the Chrome store and get the Chrome extensions for auto refresh and auto refill, so the page will be refreshing automatically, so you'll catch it hopefully when it comes live, and autofill for the quick checkout obviously. And I also want to say a shout out to Friso Sanima, hope I'm saying that right, but he managed to cop a pair of Mentos with 5 accounts, so it does happen. He used different IPs like I advised, and he took a W. Of course, a lot of it's down to luck, but it's good to see some people, taking W's off my advice. And I also want to quickly mention the Instagram is called Trainer Talk UK. On Instagram, it's just at Trainer Talk UK, and I post stuff that is a bit long for me to get out on a video. But let's move on to some cook groups that will help you cop. This is the biggest example right now, because even if you do have those Chrome extensions, I can almost guarantee that a cook group will get it quicker, and they literally just press a link and it's done. I'm going to explain it all right now. So basically, cook groups are like a bunch of monitors and servers and a whole bunch of other different stuff, like made usually by one person. And basically, the main two apps that they work on is this one here called Slack. Um, the emblem's just out of your view. Let me get it up for you. So that's what it looks like. This is Slack. It's like basically what'll happen is there's about 100 different cook groups, so they're not hard to come by. I'm gonna go into detail over which ones I've been in and which ones are presumably the best ones. I've only been in two, but I know people that have been in others. But basically, what happens is you'll get a screen like this one that you should be seeing right now. And as you can see, this is with Slack. The other major one's Discord. And basically, how it says Jordan 1 and Travis Scott, it's got like, if you press the blue link, it'll take you to the website and you can add to cart and stuff. But if you actually press on the sizes, it loads up the website with the thing already in your cart. And presumably you've got autofill or remember. You know how you can set it to remember your details and stuff. You've got that, so you can check out really fast. So assuming your internet speed's good, you're going to be, in with a really good shout of copying. So that's one of the positives. You get the alerts. It's really fast. It's faster than, like, if you can imagine, it pops up on your phone, you press the link, it's already in your cart, and you can check out, let's say, 5-6 seconds. That's a whole lot faster than relying on auto refresh. That's going to refresh like every 3 seconds. So if you think about it like that, there's actually a big chance that you're going to miss it. And I'm going to pull up a screenshot of a Discord cook group. So this is the Discord emblem. It's the other major one to Slack, and I actually prefer Slack. I just think the setup is nicer and easier to use. But a lot of cook groups operate on Discord, and a lot of people prefer Discord. It's all personal choice, really. But here on your screen, you'll be able to see a Discord cook group. This is for Supreme items, so it's slightly different, but you can see that it's basically the same thing. You just click on it and you check out. So basically, yeah, you can check out a lot quicker. and you get the notifications, so you'll be like, say if it's drop day and everyone else has just accepted the L, but you were in the cook group and you've experienced a few drops, you know like around what time sites like Sense might drop, and when restocks might happen. And also in a lot of cook groups is you get add to cart links. So for example, I was in one and they posted links for Soulbox, and you literally just press the link, you pressed it, and it would load up Soulbox with the thing in your cart. And a lot of people checked out. I think that was for the Presto, so obviously that's really profitable. And manual users can cop it. For a manual user, a cook group is the best way to go, because um, they range from like £30 a month. Expect that to be like maybe not as good as the ones that are like £70, but not necessarily. And basically, for that subscription fee, you get access to all of this, and then you can sort of cop. But this is like a neutral way of just explaining cook groups. I'm going to go through some of the negative aspects of them too. So a lot of you guys might not actually be familiar with this web page, where it is actually Foot Patrol. And basically a huge negative is that even though you might get an alert for Foot Patrol, you've still got to join the queue. Likewise with Soulbox and a hyped up release at the drop time. I think with Soulbox, after it's dropped and the queue's finished, you can just go straight onto the website, I think. But especially with Foot Patrol, you will be in a queue, and then it's just like down to luck and internet speed, really. So with that, excuse me, it's not really helpful. Also, it looks like these NMDs are still in stock in Foot Patrol, size 8. So if you're a size 8, there you go. But moving on, so Foot Patrol and queues will be a bad one. And another negative aspect goes for a few stores. It's like depends on region. I'm going to bring one of them up now. So this is Kif, and they're like, another sort of Foot Patrol sort of website and such. But I think they're based in the US, and for some hyped up stuff, they only do US shipping. So even if you get the notification, you can't cop anyway. So you have got to take that into account. Like, you still have the same sort of restrictions as you would if you were manual. And another thing is websites like DSM, they're still going to be a problem. So yeah, you've got the DSM eFlash page, which is notorious for just being open to bots. However, a good thing about it is, on my videos you will have seen in the past, I've said just keep refreshing the page without slash password and hope you get lucky and enter the queue. But if you're in a cook group, as soon as it goes live, you press the notification and you're done. So you don't really have to rely on luck. But once you're there, it is still, you have to fill in your details and hope to check out, which is almost impossible when you're competing against bots. But I will admit, I have seen people in a cook group who have copped DSM with the cook group, but that is only because they cancelled all the bot orders. So, it is possible and it does help, but there's some of the negative aspects, and there's one really big one that I'm going to mention now. So, a huge, huge, huge negative is people that are in cook groups also own bots such as Eve, which is this page here. So, like, you can literally just press on the link and it could just say sold out. Like, say if you got the add to cart and you go through, it'll just say sold out. So even with the cook group, you are still competing with people who use bots. But a lot of cook groups are improving and updating. Um, I've just recently joined another cook group. I wasn't in one for a few months, so it might be a little bit different now. But I'm still pretty sure the majority of the time it is you are competing against bots, and 9 out of 10 times you will come out at the bottom, second place, and you won't cop. However, you have access to restock sites you wouldn't even think of that are dropping. And another feature that a lot of them have added is to do with Nike sneakers. So here we are on Nike sneakers, and in the current cook group I'm on, I'm not sure if it applies to all, but I'm pretty sure the majority will have this, is that there is a section for sneakers, UK, US, Canada, etc. And basically, when something loads onto sneakers, it's just sort of good as like knowing. Doesn't really have a benefit. But a new thing that I have seen added is sneakers scratch off. So, say for example, if these shoes were to become a scratch off, I would get alerted, whereas manual users wouldn't. And I think it would even tell you the specific image. I've not seen it work yet. Maybe it might not work. I'm hoping it does. Um, but yeah, it'll say that the stock loaded on for a scratch, and even if there wasn't a thing that told you specifically where it was, in all like cook groups, there's like a really good community. Like everyone genuinely does help each other out. Say if like you're just on Facebook or something, you put what's resell on this, everyone will be calling you B-Tech, washed up, twat, etc. etc. Whereas if you ask on this, someone will give you honest answers, advice, help, tips on how to cop, links, etc. So that aspect of it is really good and really, really helpful, because I'm pretty sure bots haven't got a way of just instantly eating up scratch offs. So I still think cut groups, that's a massive, massive advantage, that people in cut groups will be eating on scratch offs a lot more, I would say. And of course, shop drops and first come, first serves, which he did see make it to the UK on the PSG Jordan release. Bit of a dead one. Like no one was really excited for it, I didn't think, and it restocked a bunch of times. So yeah, it's a brick, but still, it happened. So there's room for it to happen again. And now in the final part of the video, we're gonna go over some cut groups, and then I'm just gonna sum it up if it's worth it or not. Buying. So this is a really big one on Twitter. It's called Gauge Supply. I think the guy that runs it's called like Gauge Trollflex or Masterflex, something like that. Let's not comment on that name, but that's what he's called. You can go and check him out. I was actually in this cut group. It's the most expensive one I've come across. It's $75, which when I paid for it was £60. Pretty steep, but I did get the opportunity, and I could have copped the Sale React Elements and the Para Air Max ones when they were booming. Like the Air Max ones were going for like 350 at the time, and the sales were like sort of climbing the ladder. I think they're going for like 350 now. Back then they were like 280 ish. But obviously both profitable. You're both gonna recoup your money. So this is a good one, Gauge Supply. If I'm rating them all out of 10, I'd give this one a 7. I'd say the monitors are really fast and it covers just like every site known to man. And they do advertise that they've got proper off-white working monitors, which is quite rare. But yeah, this is a really good one. The only thing for me that negates it getting like a 9 or a 10 is that £60 price tag, because that's really expensive. And if you don't, cop anything, then it's £60 down the drain. And let's move on to the next one. This one's called Proxy Talk. I'm not actually in this one, but I did try to get into it. It's run really well, and there is a lot of evidence to say people eat on it. And Proxy Talk's actually a Facebook group, and it's run really well, really useful. You can find a few steals on there, so I'd say go and check that out. And yeah, this looks like a really good one. It's 40 quid a month. I'm not sure they have off-white monitors, so that's a big thing. But they might do. I'm really not sure. But let's just go on the assumption that they do have off-white monitors, and in that case, I would give them an 8 out of 10. I'm not sure they have as wide of range as Gauge Supply, but they're still definitely very good and very worthwhile. Like I say, I don't know much about them. They don't really post success too much, but I think they're quite a secretive group. But I would recommend that you go and check them out. They're 100% legit, and if I had the opportunity, I would, look to join them. Another one I'd say go and check out is Bape underscore drop on Instagram, and they run one called Drop O'Clock. I think they're actually restocking real soon, or they might have just restocked like literally a few hours ago. But anyway, it looks a good one. The guy's got 40,000 followers, so he looks pretty legit, and it is one that I have been, keeping my eye on quite a bit, and I have been pretty interested in it. There's a lot of success with the off-white Converse that they're showing, and a lot of their members ate on that. The monitors look nice and fast. They picked up a lot of Blazers too, and it's run on a Discord, which might put people off a little bit, but they're eating. They're able to cook even, Supreme registrations and stuff. That's all to do with the community part of it. But they're the free cook groups I'm recommending out to you guys. Um, they look really well run, and some of them I know they are all well run. Um, Reasonably priced. The Bape one is £40, I'm pretty sure, or like $35. Even if they did that in pounds, it's still the cheapest one. I don't think it's as efficient as the other two, but I'm not sure. I haven't actually used it. I'm just going off what I've seen and the feedback I've heard from others. So if I was giving that a rating, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. So the price and everything gives it that 7, but whether it's like 100%, there and have off-white monitors, I'm not too sure about that. But anyway, it's still worthwhile. I would still recommend it. And if you can get your hands on any three of these cook groups, I would say do it. And overall, if you're asking me if I think it's worth it or not, I would 100% say yes, it's worth it. Yes, you can cop. And if you manual, I mean, it's the only way to sort of compete with the other bots. So I would definitely recommend getting a cook group. Um, that's all for today. I hope you enjoy all the usual, and don't forget to follow the Instagram. I will see you next time.